I love photography, and that's why I love cameras like this one. I also love being outside. I love the bright blue skies and the green grass. I guess you could say that I love the colors that you can find in nature. Color is one part reality and one part imagination. I cannot deny what I see, but I can dream it to be a little different. This video, for instance, could look however I want it to look, but I chose this color grade because this is how I want things to look. "20 years ago, we didn't have cameras like this one that could let our color imaginations run wild. We had older tech and CCD sensors. Those cameras were very much designed with color in mind, not dynamic range or stops of IBIS. They were carefully dialed in, even collaborated on with companies like Kodak to create the best possible colors right out of the camera. And I've been on this journey to recreate that look by studying two classic CCD cameras and bringing their colors to our modern sensors. So I'm excited to introduce you today to a new color palette based on classic sensors for any modern camera that you have. Well, today I'm excited to introduce you to Very Good Presets CCD 89. This new preset pack is based on the looks of two iconic CCD cameras that I've gotten familiar with over the past year, shot a lot of side-by-side with. And honestly, guys, this color palette is really, really fun. I'm super excited to share it with you. But you know, in that intro I just did, I talked about color, but these cameras also are really known for having excellent black and white right out of the camera as well. So we've actually got 4 presets here we're gonna look at. 2 color presets and 2 monochrome presets. So rather than keep going on through some long intro here, we're gonna jump in and take a look at a selection of photos from this random gallery I have put together. And before we start looking at a bunch of different examples, let's talk about what's included in the pack. This is Very Good Preset CCD 89. In this pack, we've got CCD 8 color and CCD 8 monochrome. We've got CCD 9 color and CCD 9 monochrome. So 4 presets total, 2 color, 2 monochrome based on the 8 preset and the 9 preset. Next, we've got a high contrast modifier that's going to increase contrast, and this will work whether you are on 8 or 9 color or mono. We've got 3 different digital noise or digital grain, whatever you want to call it, settings here, a low, a mid, and a high based on one of these cameras. We've got a pull and a push, which affect exposure and contrast. And then we've got this fun new modifier, black and white stickers. And look, I don't know if you remember this, and I couldn't even find one. I was trying to figure out if I imagined this or not. But I remember back when I was in college and we all had these, point and shoot CCD cameras back then. Someone had this little printer, and I think it was designed to work with the camera they had. So like it was an accessory for their point and shoot. And if you know what I'm talking about, please leave it in the comments below. But basically they could take a photo and then they could print off a sticker like with this little printer. And it was only like this big and it had rounded edges, and they just peel it off and it was like a sticker, and then you could stick it on things. And it was like the coolest thing. I don't know what that was, and I couldn't find it online for this video, and I may have made it up in my imagination deep in my college memories. But I recreated that with these stickers. We'll look at them in just a minute. And then there's a couple of color modifiers, and I just want to point out this first one, this as shot white balance. All of these presets are going to change your color temperature. So it doesn't matter what you shot it at, the preset is going to override that because it's part of the look that we've built in. There was one camera in particular, one camera that just, no matter what we did, everything looked purple. And it all had to do with the white balance and the way it shifted to magenta. And so it's not a super popular camera, but if you have a Leica M10R, you're gonna wanna use the as shot white balance modifier because there was just no way to get that camera to behave well, which is surprising. Then we've got saturate, which is going to make these popping colors pop even more. Then we've got our own version of cool and warm tones instead of messing with, the white balance here. Like just try using cool tones if you want to cool it off, or warm tones if you want to warm it up. So with that said, let's take a look at all of these different presets across several different photos and see how they look. And we'll start with this one we've been looking at this whole time here. this picture from the Dolomites. I love this photo as a good example of CCD9 because of the way the greens and the yellows are going to change. So let's go ahead and put CCD9 on. Now, fun fact, this is the Leica M10R. Look how purple the mountains are. I can change it here to as shot white balance. However, I really like cool tones on this one, and I like to push it and make it high contrast, and I'm just going to even overexpose it a little bit. That right there is just perfect to me. Those green tones are so ridiculously green and lush. This is CCD9 through and through. Let's see green tones in a different setting on CCD9. You know, we've got some greens in this photo here, so let's see how CCD9 does on this one. Let's go ahead and push it and brighten it up. This is just a preset with one modifier push. Here's the before, and here is the after. And I just want you to notice the greens. Look at the greens on the trees, look at the greens below, and how they are shifting to just this like really, really beautiful CCD green. Let's take a look on some skin tones. It's my friend David shot in golden hour. Let's use CCD8. And I mean, right there, we're done. Like, that is flawless. Here's the before, right out of the camera, and there's CCD8. And here we go. Ready for the sticker? We're going to print this like it's 2006 here. There you go. White sticker. Boom. And now if you export that, it's got a white border, but it has the rounded edges. Let's look at this one here in the monochrome. Here we go. This is CCD8 mono, and we'll push it maybe even further than the modifier is going to do because this one was shot so underexposed. Let's put a good old 4x5 crop on it, and then let's do a black sticker. Boom. There's our black border, rounded edges. Here is a nice blue hour photo I took in Virginia. My God, like 6 or 7 years ago. Let's do CCD9. Let's warm it up. Let's push it. And let's add a black sticker, because why not? Here's the before and the after. And, you know, because blue hour, let's go ahead and 1250 it as well, you know, because why not? You can see that noise there. Look at that in all of its glory. Even the almost blown highlights, it's perfect. So I think for this one, I would do 8. I would do high contrast. I'd push it and throw a black sticker on it. Let's go back to some color here. There's my wonderful wife, Amanda, just doing her thing. Alabama Hills. CCD8. And oh my gosh, like I love the teal blues and the warm reddish tones happening in the shadows. And this is a good time for me to show you the difference between 8 and 9, because if we watch the shadows and these red midtones that are in 8, watch how they shift in 9 to more tan and like more natural colors. It kind of drops that reddish tone and just gets a little more natural in its color. And that was, again, how more refined the 9 is to the 8. But I like the reddish tones here, so we're going to go with that. Going to crop this to a 4x5. Going to put a 640 on it. We're going to put a white sticker on it. There we go. I don't know why I took this photo. I saw this girl squinting, looking at her phone, but holding it up. And I didn't know if she was taking a photo of something or if she was trying to see her phone. I don't know what's going on here. But there was nothing there except for like the sun. So maybe she was taking a photo of the sun. Let's put on CCD8. And you can see how CCD8 does with skin tones. And that is absolutely gorgeous. It's perfect. Here's the before and the after. Now let's take a look at 9 on the same photo. And if you watch, again, like watch in here in these shadows and midtones, you're going to see them shift from more of a red tone to a little more of a natural color, a little cooler in those shadows. And so take a look as I just kind of hover it on and off. But I like 8 here personally. Going to make a high contrast, 640, and I'm really happy with that. Here's a rodeo I did last summer. Let's do mono. We'll push it. We'll make a high contrast at 640. And we're going to throw on a white sticker. Mike Chudley, UK legend. Here we go. CCD9, very natural looking on skin tones especially. Here's the before, here's the after. Let's make it high contrast. And this is an example of when the scene was already warm, I might cool it off. So let's do cool tones. And I love how the greens and blues look, especially in cool tones, but you don't lose a lot of the skin tone. You know, sometimes whenever you cool photos off, skin starts to look really funny. Still looks very natural here with cool tones. Let's do the opposite of that here. Let's do CCD9. This is an underexposed photo, so I'm going to bring it up. This was a cool toned photo, so I'm going to warm it up. I mean, just look at that. That was perfect. Like, we've gone from this cool photo. I'm going to undo that just so you can see it again. Cool tones, adding the warmth to CCD9, 1250. I won't sticker this one. I'll spare you that one. I took my M11 to a 49ers game. I picked this one because I'm sad about Debo. No longer with us. He didn't die. He's just no longer with us. Watch the field here as I put on CCD9. Looks awesome. I'm going to warm this one up and make it high contrast. I'm going to put on some really heavy digital noise here. And that looks awesome. It looks like it's straight out of a newspaper. Like, as I look at like the film grain here, that's at 2500 ISO from the camera this is based on. Now, I could do this all day because I truly have that much fun editing with this pack. However, we got to wrap this video up. So I said in the intro that color was like one part reality and one part imagination. You know, one thing I've been doing a lot lately, I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross in the evenings. There's a channel that live streams all Bob Ross like back to back. And honest to God, it is like the most relaxing thing that we do in this house. Like, it's incredible. We just put it on, it's in the background, we just zone out and watch Bob Ross create something completely magical from his imagination using the colors that he chooses for every little detail he does in his incredible paintings. What I especially love about it is the limited amount of like paint tones he uses, and he just mixes things up and then makes it happen. I feel like that is a good representation of where color science was tech-wise back whenever CCD sensors were, reigning supreme. It was limited, but it forced engineers and camera creators to make the most with the tech that they had, and they came up with some really awesome and beautiful stuff. And so I'm super excited today to bring you CCD 89 based on those two cameras and just how beautiful their colors are. And in honor of all of my downtime in the evening watching Bob Ross, if you use the code Bob Ross, or if you're downloading the Capture One version, Bob Ross C1 for Capture One, if you do that, you're going to get 20% off this preset. This preset retails for $40, 20% off using the code Bob Ross. Check it out. And then, of course, join the Discord and share your CCD 89 photos, because we want to feature them on our different social media channels and even here on YouTube. And I can't wait to see what you make with this. So be sure to join the Discord channel. It's also linked right below. I really hope you guys love CCD 89. All of these are on the website. There's more than just this on the website as well. You can see some befores and afters. So just go check it out. It's all the link below. Check out CCD 89. Okay, I got to end this, land the plane. I got to say goodbye. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.